Hello and welcome. This is Zachariah Robertson checking back in once again to go to space. I'm here. I've joined with you to share in my delightful and traumatizing journey. This is not staged, I promise. This is completely intuitive. Journey to study the LSAT and all things LSAT. Um, we have a great things in store. We know we're going with Mike Kim and a whole bunch of good individuals from Seventh Stage, so we'll be having a great time studying. But I'm here to tell you that in conjunction and in sponsorship, I guess, with Word Dixon, I'm going to be posting over the next 50 days the most interesting words that I find pertinent to my journey through this madness of LSAT training that I find encapsulates the day I spent studying. And today, I'm about an hour and a half in, and I've come across the first word of our journey in this 50-day journey. The word is inertia. Inertia means, or may be defined as, a tendency to do things that remain unchanged or to do nothing. And inertia is anathema to my journey today. That is why I'm writing it down. The plan going forward, starting today, is nothing but inertia. That technically doesn't really make sense. It's everything but inertia. So I'm going to plan on doing everything I can to make sure that where I am in terms of a skill level in LSAT training moves, whether incremental or marginal, it just needs to move, because one thing that we don't want in this journey is to stay unchanged. Day one, inertia. Ichiban. The rhythm has started to find me a little early in this journey. We're going to start off with two words. The second is conflagration, which means an extensive fire which destroys a great deal of land or property. The reason I'm using this word is because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to be an extensive fire which destroys a great deal of LSAT property. Thank you, goodbye, good night, my friends. Stay safe. The word of the day is vegan. Vegan is a strict vegetarian who consumes no food that comes from animals, nor uses any products that may be created by animals. The word of the day is volitional. Volitional means relating to the use of one's will. I'm going to will myself to victory here. Second word of the day is Sistine. Sistine relates to any of the popes called Sixtus, especially the fourth. This is the Sistine Chapel. Hello, I found myself listening to some Friedrich Handel, and I wrote something quite cool. It's not a word, but it is kind of something that I feel will be helpful. Sorry for the terrible handwriting, but for those of you who can read this, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Darn. A numismatist is someone who likes to collect coins, medals, or various assortments of things in that realm. Ludwig Joseph Johann Wittgenstein once said, "Whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent." The word for today is extemporaneous, specifically meaning spoken or done without preparation. Before we speak, before we do anything, you gotta have something to recall, something to say, something logical. And one thing I don't want to do is take the LSAT without preparation. Proper
Preparation prevents poor performance. Or as I like to say it, perfect preparation prevents poor performance. Gasimasu. Today's word is not just a word, but also the sponsor of this video and the bane of my existence. If you love words and if you love aggrandizing your vocabulary and also having fun looking at visual images or just having an aesthetical appreciation for anything while also self-improving yourself and your mind, I would 100% recommend checking out Word Dixon at worddixon.com. Define yourself, after all. Abatement. Today marks the 1 month period before I take the LSAT, so it seems fitting that the word is the ending, reduction, or lessening of something. In this case, lessening of my pain and the inability to hit the Aristotelian ideal of human perfectionism inadequately. Greetings, it is my pleasure to tell you that today's word is Cyrenaic. Cyrenaic is relating to or denoting to the hedonistic school of philosophy, which was founded in the century 400 BC by Aristippus, the elder of Cyrene, and which holds that pleasure is the highest good and the virtue is to be equated with the ability to enjoy. In simple words, it just means pleasure is good and there is no greater good. I find satisfaction in the fact that I will have immense pleasure once this process has culminated. Imperturbable. Unable to be upset or excited. The reason why I used this word was because I came across a question and the answer of it hinged on that one word and I didn't know what it meant. So I wasn't very imperturbable. I was actually quite anxious, but hopefully I'll be quite imperturbable moving forward. Hello, today's word is photovoltaic. Photovoltaic is a phenomena can be defined as the conversion of light into electricity using semiconducting materials that exhibit the photovoltaic effect, which is a phenomena or phenomenon studied in physics, photochemistry, and electrochemistry. The photovoltaic effect is commercially utilized for electricity generation and as photosensors. I thought it was a cool looking word, and the more you know, the more powerful you are. Big up. Incongruous. Not in harmony or keeping with the surroundings or other aspects of something. I started off our vlog by saying that progress was essentially anathema to inertia. I wanted to do everything apart from remain unchanged. I feel like I haven't completely succeeded in that, but I'm working towards it, so I kind of have. Finding eternal in the ephemeral, or the ephemeral in the eternal, if you will, kind of going to that Shaw Baudelaire, higher aspect of consciousness here. But incongruous is another thing that is anathema, or maybe not, to my success story. Basically, no one should be an authority on anything because no one really knows. Maybe the stone in the road helps the traveler find his way. Maybe the lack of the stone in the road helps the traveler find his way. There's only one thing that truly tells us at the end of the day, and that's when we meet our destination. Thank you. Yo, found another cool word. Cubism. Cubism. A revolutionary new approach to representing reality invented in around 1907 to 08 by Pablo Picasso and Jorge Braque. They brought different views of subjects, usually objects or figures, together in the same picture, resulting in paintings that appear fragmented and abstract. How cool is that? Look, thalassic. I don't know how abstract that is, but I thought that was cool. I made this, by the way. Shop merch at worddixon.com. Yet to come. For the love of words, guys. Knowledge is Word Dixon and power. But more so, Word Dixon. Hello, Agamemnon. Agamemnon? Yeah. So it's not really a word, technically it is, but it's a person. It's derived from Greek mythology. It is, he was a king of Mycenae, the son or grandson of King Atreus. I just wanted to share that because I'm kind of a Greek mythology aficionado, if you will. And I love all that stuff. Very Homer-esque. But yeah, question for you guys. Are words Names? Are names words? Who knows? Non-nomenclature is an interesting thing, I suppose. Huh. The more you know. So I actually found quite an incredible quote while I was reading the lsat trainer. Thank you, Mike Kim. But it was so good that I had to use it. And I began incorporating quotes into word dicts, and so it fits the substance, if you will. It is: to mount a telling attack on a position, one must first inhabit it. Those so habituated to their customary intellectual abode that they cannot even explore others can never be persuasive to anyone but fellow habitués. Incredible. And if you're wondering what a habitué is, I got it right here. A habitué is a resident of or frequent visitor to a particular place. I'm a habitué of my home, my humble abode, I suppose. But that's all. I just thought it was fascinating that a small text that most people would overlook can be so incredibly philosophically wise beyond measure, actually. Till next time. Hello. 2 words today, just because of the incredibly poor performance I just did on one of my practice tests. I definitely was way too focused on maybe finding words as opposed to actually getting the questions right. But the words I did find are incredibly representative of how I feel about my performance and where I am in consideration of where I should be taking the lsat in 4 days or 3 days from now, whatever it is, I don't know. But the first one is incredulity. Incredulity may be defined as the state of being unwilling or unable to believe something. I'm definitely manifesting this word right now. I'm definitely personifying it. I am absorbed in incredulity. I can't believe. But to tell you the truth, I've faced bigger obstacles than this in my life, so it will fall. It must. The other word is dilettantism. Dilettantism. It's an interesting word. It's defined as a lack of the level of skill associated with an expert or professional. I'm definitely starting to realize that I am a dilettante, or I'm exhibiting a sense of dilettantism in perhaps my lsat skills or my law, proclivities, I guess. I don't know. I'm no Mike Kim, but I'm trying. But I believe that self-awareness is the first way to overcoming the obstacle in the road. And this is life. Stuff happens, and if you're not ready to thrive through adversity, don't expect to be able to thrive in success. That's all. Thank you and goodbye. Hello. This is the last day of my studying before the exam. I have it tomorrow. The final word is taken from the last page of this book, and it is conquer. Now, there's a few different definitions for the word conquer, but I want to use the primary one, which is overcome and take control of a place or people by use of military force. And the reason I want to use that is because I feel as if I've conscripted myself to a type of enlistment in progressional overload in studying this lsat. And I know that I've had my dark days, I've had my good days, but irrespective of everything, I tried. And I devoted a lot of time to this, so whatever happens, veni vidi vici. I believe I came, I saw, and I conquered. And conquering doesn't even have to necessarily mean at this given moment in time. It doesn't have to mean tomorrow, but it does mean eventually. I'm currently writing a book about my life, and when I was having trouble with the lsat at the beginning, I wrote something that kept me persevering through hard times. And what I wrote was, it will fall. It must.